rise, sunshine. I am your host, Shadow Fang, here with another episode of Persona 4 Dancing All Night. So where we last left off, we ended up losing Ochimizu. So now it's our job to, I don't know why, get her back. Alright, let's get this started. Still excitingly cheering, the shadows freed by Chie's dance began dissolving into motes of light. Excuse me. And disappeared into the air. Chie, you did it!
I'd say I definitely got through to him.
That was amazing! Being athletic is important after all. You might make a good dancer, Chie-senpai.
Hey, you see that? We'll never do what you want us to.
Hell yeah! We're gonna say that Ochimizu chick too, you hear?
I really don't want to hear what you have to say.
Very well. I'll let you have this one. But I wonder if things will go quite the way you want.
Oh my god.
I think it's gone again. But Ms. Ochimizu must be pretty far away by now.
Yeah, what the hell's up with that Ochimizu chick? Can't believe she pulled a double cross like that.
And after we worked so hard to get this far, not gonna lie, I'm shocked that nothing we've done has gotten through to her.
As the adrenaline wears off, and the reality of our situation sets in, Ms. Ochimizu's words come back to haunt us. I can sympathize, but we don't have the luxury of getting caught up in our anxiety.
We'll keep trying, no matter how many times it takes. All of us butted heads plenty of times before we came to understand each other. Don't you think we owe the same to Ms. Ochimizu too?
Some bunch we are. That's the thing we were trying to express, and we managed to forget it ourselves.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if we're dealing with shadows or Mizochimizu. What we need to do doesn't change.
I'm gonna do my best too. We're gonna get Ochi to understand no matter what.
We look to each other and nod, smiling. Yeah, this is how we've always done things. Now and for everything to come, we'll move forward together, alongside our friends.
Anyway, we should compare notes. Looks like we've learned some new things.
Oh, right. You said that those shadows are the victims, right, Naoto-kun?
Right. But first we should tell you what we found out. After that, we can hear what you've learned.
Very well. The floor is yours, Senpai.
What's wrong, Rise?
Oh, nothing. I was just thinking that you really are still our leader, Senpai. Come on, let's get on with the powwow.
Someone's in love. Naoto's group presented us with quite a surprising revelation. According to them, the shadows here may have been forcefully drawn out from the victims that watched that video at midnight. If that's true, then this might explain why the victims in the rumor Naoto spoke of fell into comas. For our part, we told them how those dressing room notes were from this diary of a deceased idol named Yoko Osada. We also shared our theory that the culprit is someone in Takara Productions, given that they know about Yuko and Kanami. It was a bit of a surprise that they had found new evidence all on their own. Oops, and I completely messed that up.
I get it. When people watch the video on the site, their shadows get pulled into this world.
It's still just speculation, but considering the evidence at hand, I see no reason to doubt it.
I'm mostly surprised that voice isn't a ghost.
We don't really know much about it.
You know, this is kind of a shock for me. I knew about Yuko Osada too, but I never would have imagined those notes were hers. Does this mean the culprit is someone involved with the agency, knew about the Kanami and Kitchen Girls, and knows a lot about Yuko-san? Is there anyone who fits that description at our agency?
Question is, well, the thing is, Miss Ochimizu and Inoue both know about her, so this can go either way. but everything seems to fit with the reaction that Miss Ochimizu's been getting from these notes. So it would make sense that everyone would think her.
Rise, what about Ms. Ochimizu? Any possibility that she might have known Yuko-san?
Mizo Chimizu? Oh! There is something I heard from Inoue-san once. Before Mizo Chimizu went freelance, she used to be with Takara Productions, so it would make sense for Mizo Chimizu to know about Yuko-san.
Rise's words leave us all shaken. After all, just a moment ago, Miss Ochimizu.
What are we saying here? I mean, it was just a few minutes ago that she...
She was trying to sacrifice herself to get us home.
That's it then. Our first job is to catch up to Ms. Ochimizu and rescue her. Even if she's not the culprit, if she knew Yuko-san, she should be able to tell us something.
She really does know something, and I want to know what. I can't tell how far we've been running. As we continue in pursuit of Miss Ochimizu, we catch sight of the silhouette up ahead. From here, it looks like there's one person in the center of a mob of shadows. That has to be her.
Look! Isn't that...
Ms. Ochimizu!
You kids, what are you doing here?
Sorry, but we all decided that we weren't gonna leave here by ourselves.
Casualties would be minimal, but we don't intend to save ourselves by using others as stepping stones.
Besides, there's something we need to ask you. It's about Yuko Osada.
There's the reaction.
What foolish children. You and Yuko alike.
So you do know something. The hell are you hiding?
Miss Ochimizu doesn't answer kanji and simply tilts her head, glaring skyward. That voice must be here. I instinctively settled into a stance, prepared to confront the unseen master of the midnight stage.
I know you're there. Our deal was clear. Return them to the real world at once.
Oh, sorry, but I can't do that. Didn't I tell you before? The only ones who can enter this world are those who wish to do so.
Only those who wish to.
It's pointless to follow me. Head back now while you still can.
Seemingly given up on negotiation with the voice, Miss Ochimizu speaks sharply and turns without waiting for our response. No. How can we get her to listen to us?
Ochi!
Mizo Chimizu!
Here we go. As we start after her, the shadows that had been surrounding Miss Ochimizu blocking our path. I see. They weren't trying to keep her there after all. They were following her around as bodyguards.
Oh, sheesh! These guys again? Oh, are they gonna keep getting in our way?
You still don't get it. No matter how much you struggle, it's all useless.
You don't know how much of a pain in the ass you are.
There's no need for these struggles now. All you have to do is accept my bond, or leave this place. Doesn't that sound nice? Whichever one you choose, you won't have to suffer anymore.
Explain to us which one of us is suffering.
Don't be ridiculous! There's no way we choose either of those! That's right! We won't leave anyone behind.
Oh, poor children. Very well then, I'll make the choice for you. Come now. Won't you connect with us?
I glance at my friends as the shadows begin their dancing. Yosuke, Yukiko, Chie! Each of them looks unflinchingly forward, staring down the shadows before us. Good. There's nothing to worry about. They won't hesitate anymore.
So you're determined not to let us through, huh? Fine. We're determined not to back down, so there!
But these shadows are the hearts of the LMB audience, aren't they? Thinking about it that way makes this harder to do.
No. That's exactly why we need to express ourselves to them. If these shadows are trapped by the bond that voice talked about, then they need to see for themselves that this bond isn't right.
I hate seeing people trying to tie me down.
Sensei's right. This is perfect as practice for that Love Meets Bonds festival. Leave this to Teddy, Prince of the Dance. It's time for some sad Teddy night fever.
Well said, Teddy. This is your time to shine.
All right, Teddy, go get him!
Such passionate cheers from the ladies. I'm feeling the heat now. And that being said, bring on the cup step.
He meant to say dubstep, but he made it into a bear pun. I'm gonna have to use that.
Woohoo! You can do it, Teddy. Dance till you drop.
There we go.
Shit.
Yahoo! Hey-ya! Woohoo! There we go. Maximum energy.
All right, things are heating up.
Woohoo!
Yes, that's the spirit!
Is he getting carried away? Good, keep at it.
Well, you kept up with my skills? Not bad, Yosuke.
Yeah, this is the bond of men.
Wow! You really got the moves, Yosuke! Yahoo! You and me, we're gonna dance all night! Yeah! Perfecto! There!
You're on fire!
Hoo-hoo! Ha! Perfecto! Yeah! Hoo-hoo! I'm not gonna hold back! Ha! Perfecto! Yeah! Okay! You even stuck the
I
landing!
can't just sit and watch.
Woohoo!
You've improved.
Is he getting carried away? Good, keep at it.
Well, you kept up with my skills? Not bad, Yosuke.
You're doing fine, both of you.
Wow! You really got the moves, Yosuke! Yahoo! Hey-ya! Woohoo! Ha-ha!
You're doing great, keep it up.
There we go! Hey-ya! Woohoo! Yahoo! Persona!
Persona. I have exorcised the demons. This stage is clear.
I got to show off all my adorable charms.
Not bad at all. That was a great dance, Teddy.
That one good messed me up though. Damn it. Teddy hits all of his one-of-a-kind dance moves, and as the shadows cheer him on, a gentle light slowly courses over them. That really was impressive. Teddy's dance had a lot of improvisation in it, but as far as self-expression, it was perfect. No wonder he's the popular mascot of Junus. He really is a born entertainer.
Thank you very much, everyone. I'm really really glad you all understood.
You're still putting up a fight, like pitiful children.
Oh, give it up.
Shut up! You're like a broken record with that. We're not pitiful.
It's you we pity for believing this is anything like a true bond.
Pity me? But I'm perfectly happy. Everyone yearns for me after all. That's what happiness is.
Oh, please.
You just don't know the joys of truly abandoning yourself.
Why the hell would I want to do that?
Hey! Get back here, damn it!
Oh no, it's gone again!
Just as they say, the voice's presence has faded. Once more, we are on our own. Honestly, it's a little bit exasperating. We've come this far, but it still won't show itself or actually have a conversation.
We did at least learn one important thing from what the voice said.
We did?
You mean about how Ms. Ochimizu made a deal with that voice?
Broadly, yes. But the terms the voice spoke of were more specific. It mentioned that the only ones who can come to this world are those who wish to do so. And from that, we can deduce something crucial.
Like...
I've actually been wondering about this the whole time. When we first came to this world, that voice half forced us out. Yet when we returned to save the girls of Kahneman Kitchen, the voice never attempted to drive us away. This is despite how inconvenient it would be for that voice's plans if we had rescued all 4 of the girls.
You know, it's true. If our being here could have messed up its plans, then you'd think all it would have had to do is force us out again.
Yes. From that perspective, I'd hesitate to believe that what the voice said was untrue. Actually, there's one mystery left regarding this point.
There is?
You mean the conditions for falling into the midnight stage, right?
Precisely. That's what the victims who found themselves here had in common. We just couldn't pinpoint it until now.
But isn't that just how the people who watched that video on the site got here?
Yes, that's the first condition. But some victims fell into a coma, and some didn't. Even when they were watching the video side by side. Until now, I couldn't determine what separated the two.
Huh. I see your point. I mean, leaving aside Rise and the Kahneman Kitchen girls who got brought here to perform, it doesn't make sense that some fell in while others didn't if they watched the video under the same conditions.
Indeed, but everything makes sense now. The victims were all people who wished to enter this world.
Whoa! Are you serious? What are you saying now, Dokun? There's no way anyone would want that for themselves.
We don't know that entirely. A lot of people think differently. Some people feel that emptiness from inside, so they wish they could be a part of something else. Which, I think that's what she's trying to get at.
I see. You're talking about the bond that voice spoke of.
Yes. I doubt that the desire needed to enter this world is to fall into the midnight stage. Rather, it's the people who harbor a desire for bonds without pain the voice spoke of, somewhere in their hearts.
So the ones who wanted this fake-ass bond fall into this place.
Ah, that's why when we convey to the shadows about this not being a real bond, those ribbony things come whooshing off, and they sparkle away back to where they belong.
I think I can understand how they feel. We were all like that once. If I hadn't met all of you, I wouldn't have been able to show anyone my true self. It's normal to want to be accepted, while still being afraid of getting hurt.
Yeah. It's like my inner self is so uncool that I wouldn't want anyone else to see it.
Well, your outer self isn't cool either, though.
Jeez, Chie. Way to kick a dude when he's down.
Was that seriously necessary? Can't you see what I'm getting at?
I half listened to Yosuke and Chie's banter while I mentally sort through the information we have had at hand. Excuse me. Who the culprit may be, the victims, the conditions for falling into this world. Good. That's quite a bit of information.
Alright, we should get going. We can't waste too much time. We have to express our feelings to Ms. Ochimizu and bring her back with us no matter what.
I might make a part 2 just so I can step away and make some tea. My voice and mouth are getting dried.
She knew about Yuko-san just like we thought. If she can tell us more, then we might be able to figure out who that voice really is.
What the hell? As we follow the lanterns that seem to light a path forward, we eventually reach a bizarre-looking place. Are these cherry blossoms?
What is this place? It's like a feudal lord's house from some samurai movie. Should I be taking off my shoes?
I seriously don't think that's where we are. And Teddy, you don't even wear shoes.
Sumomo-san's dollhouse, Tamami-san's circus, Nozomi-san's castle, and Tomoe-san's cityscape, piecing together what we've discovered. It seems clear that the landscape here reflects the person everyone wishes them to be, which means...
Look! Over there! It's Miss Ochimizu!
Tell me one thing. Are you Yuko Asada?
Well, who knows? I'm sure you can guess the answer to that, Miss Ochimizu.
I see.
Miss Ochimizu!
Damn it, lady!
I killed someone, you know.
That was out of the blue?
I was young then. I believed in things like doing your best and living honestly, just the way you do now.
Is this about Yuko Asada?
That's right. I was her manager, Yuko Asada. I still clearly remember the anxiety on her face when we first met.
Wow. Her manager? You must have known her well then.
Yes, I remember Yuko well. She was uniquely talentless among the innumerable crowd of idols.
Oh
How
man.
could you say that?
It's the truth. She was immature as a performer, no better than an amateur, just like you.
How dare you!
You want to put that to the test? You'll lose either way. I quietly step forth before Rise and stop her from barking back at Miss Ochimizu's words. It's okay. Now's not the time to be reapproaching her.
Even so, she and I worked hard. I remember how she'd always say, I want to convey to everyone how important it is to hang in there. I did everything I could to sell Yuko's name and grant her wish. I thought that if her fans took even slight encouragement from her songs, it would be worth it in the end.
Miss Ochimizu.
She was a hit. We both cried with joy over her success. So many fans showed up at her meet and greets that Yuko was exhausted by the end. And her concerts always sold out. Very quickly, Yuko rose to become a top idol. But around the time that song, Calistigia, was going to be released, both of us came to a realization, without noticing it. We had arrived at a destination very different, and very far from what Yuko had wanted.
I see now. Those notes that we found in the dressing room. They were cries for help written by Yuko-san. Yuko-san came to that realization when she wrote the lyrics about Morning Glories, about Calistigia. She realized that what she most wanted to convey to her audience wasn't possible in her current position. That's why Yuko-san...
That's why she changed the lyrics to Calistigia.
That's right. We were so desperate to win the fans' hearts that we hadn't formed anything like a true bond with them. The song that she poured her heart into was no longer Yuko Asada's song. She finally reached a point where she could convey her true feelings, but she lost the words to express them to her fans.
That's awful.
But I realized something then too. Yuko's wish was never attainable from the beginning. The most die-hard fans immediately turned on me. They labeled me a murderer for crushing Yuko's dream.
That's horrible.
No, it's fine. I am a murderer after all. I killed Yuko, so the label fits.
Something's not right. The usual dry sarcasm is gone from Miss Ochimizu's voice, and in its place are tings of madness. At the same time, the dark aura forming around her begins to swirl and cling, with a sense of dangerous volatility. Anger, sadness, hatred, suffering. Her mind must be churning with a storm of painful emotions.
What the hell? she acting kind of weird?
Miss Ochimizu is happy. How wonderful. Now the self that others wish her to be and the self that she wishes for are in sync.
What?
Oh shit.
Her bond with everyone is amazing. Here, I'll let you hear it too.
Miss Ochimizu is scary as shit. She's like some kind of hard-ass veteran. You'd think she was born to be hated.
Her whole way of talking just rubs you the wrong way. That she's good at her job and great looking too just makes it worse. I heard she's making stacks of cash preying on her idols. Then again, those are rumors that help Kanamine's group sell so much.
Maybe that's just how you roll when you've got actual skills. It's fun to watch. From a distance, anyway. Those bastards! They don't know shit about anything, so they say whatever they want.
Have fun.
Damn it! Miss Ochimizu!
Miss Ochimizu!
Shut up. Shut up! Shut up! Convey how you feel. That's impossible. No one wants that anyway. If we had just accepted that at the start, things wouldn't have turned out the way they did for Yuko.
Suddenly, ribbons shoot out from all sides, and if in reaction to Miss Ochimizu's cry, begin wrapping across her body. It's just like Tamami and the others. No, wait. It isn't. This is more like Miss Ochimizu is offering herself up. Oh my. When did this become Kill la Kill?
Whoa! The hell is that?
The seer's dreams and wishes don't matter at all. To hell with them. Everything will go fine as long as you tweak them to meet the audience's needs.
Wow, she makes On look like... I don't even know where to begin to describe.
Miss Ochimizu.
It's fine. It's fine. From the fools who won't even listen to the ones with nothing to say, I'll control every last one of them. Now I understand why those shadows didn't dare lay a finger on me in this world. Look at me. This is my true self. The me that the fans fear. More than that, this is the me that the fans' shadows fear.
What tremendous power. This is beyond anything else we've faced here.
Damn it! Are they this strong because she's totally accepted the way they see her?
The dark aura explodes with force, blasting wind over us. We try to stand our ground, but we can't. We can barely keep our eyes open. At that moment, Miss Ochimizu's body disappears from the air before us. What appears instead is...
That's right. This is the me the fans want. And it's the me I want to be too. Your words won't reach me. I have no time for whatever you naive brats have to say. You goddamn brats. Throw away your identity and everything will be that much easier to deal with.
Oh, piss off with your stupid bullshit. The eerie song rings in our minds louder than ever before, and I can't help but to grasp my head in pain, sinking into a crouch. The shadows that had somehow filled the audience sway their bodies into time to the song, seemingly trying to break our wills.
Oh, this is tough. It's giving me a bigger headache than anything else.
This is no joke.
This isn't right. Miss Ochimizu has lost sight of the truth. Everyone, stand your ground. We can't lose here for her sake.
We get you, Senpai. It's up to us now. We're gonna get it through to her that what she wanted wasn't wrong. And that Yuko chick's wish ain't impossible.
Right. Rise, I know this won't be easy, but I'll keep trying to express our feelings until she understands.
We know you can do it, Senpai. Show that Miss Ochimizu what you're made of.
Here goes. Bring on the music.
Let's rock, baby. This party's just getting crazy.
Miss Ochimizu, I want you to witness our feelings too.
Just do like you practiced. I'm cheering for you.
That went well. All right. How's that? That went well. Yeah. All right. It's ready. That went well.
Catchy tune.
How's that? Perfect. Yeah. All right.
Here I am. Just leave the navigation to me.
Very nice.
Dead on!
That went well.
Miss Ochimizu, just hang in there.
Atta girl, coach. Join in again sometime.
You're in sync. Very nice.
You really showed your skills as a top idol. How's that? All right. Yeah. Perfect.
Wow, awesome!
All right. How's that? Perfect. Yeah, it's ready.
What?
All right. How's that? Perfect. All right. Yeah.
That's it!
Perfect.
Let's go. I won't lose.
How's that?
You've improved.
You're doing great. I can feel what's in your heart.
Atta girl, coach. Join in again sometime.
Jeez, you just can't win against these two.
You danced your heart out, Rise. It was incredible. All right. That went well.
Jesus.
That went exactly the way I pictured.
You're incredible no matter what you do. That's my senpai.
Moving right along. Senpai, you're so cool. I danced with all the strength I had. That's all I could do. Maybe I'm still young and immature, but I danced with everything I could to answer what you're feeling, Miss Ochimizu. Please, let my feelings be conveyed to her. Staring at the monster, I make one last mental plea before it cries out in pain.
Yes! Did we get through to her?
What?
No, I won't accept this. I'll never accept it.
How stubborn are you? Just accept it already!
Shut up. Why didn't it work for Yuko?
Because you were holding her down!
You can convey your feelings to others. Then why couldn't she? It's impossible to make anyone understand. That's nothing but a goddamn fairy tale. Me, the audience, the songs, the dances. They're all flimsy lies. None of them can mean anything.
That's not true. Then why did you go to the trouble of having Konami-san's group learn the song Yuko-san wrote? Isn't it because you wanted everyone to hear her song? Because you wanted them to understand the feelings Yuko-san never got to express?
wanted them to understand?
The monster finally bursts, and all that remains is Miss Ochimizu, head bowed low. Did we get through to her?
Miss Oshimizu!
Miss Ochimizu!
How shameful of me. You just had to stomp right into my heart and show off. I had you pegged as barely capable of participating in a school performance, and yet, here you are. Cutting through to my heart.
Oh, then you understand what we were trying to say.
Oh, you were just crying. Come on, why'd you have to freak us out like that?
Kanji, you don't talk like that to adults.
She's right, Kanji.
You really gotta think before you open your big mouth.
Come on, you guys, relax. He's okay now. And
Smiles spread over everyone's faces, and a warm atmosphere settles over us. I'm so glad. All my efforts, no, all of our efforts, weren't for nothing.
How many years did I waste? Groveling alone and taking out my pain on all those around me. I thought if people were going to hate me, I'd give them what they wanted. I was the worst, most despicable person I could be. I even went around claiming responsibility for the lyrics Yuko changed.
Miss Ochimizu.
I was wrong. I need to apologize to you. And to Yuko.
There's a lot we have to apologize for as well.
No, you don't. You all expressed exactly how you felt. You proved to me that it's possible to convey your feelings to someone else. That alone is enough to release Yuko from her suffering. And me from mine.
Miss Ochimizu.
Shit, I don't know about you guys, but I'm actually starting to tear up a bit myself. Oh, fuck off! You ruined it! Oh, cry me a river, Miss Eerie Voice. Oh, let's talk about being poisoned. You're the one who's cancerous!
Who denied your true self for years and became the cold woman everyone wanted you to be.
Suddenly that voice echoes again, and we instinctively stand ready to protect Miss Ochimizu. But it looks like there's no longer necessary. I glance towards Miss Ochimizu, but she pushes past us and stands resolute. Her former confidence now returned.
Yes, I suppose they have poisoned me.
What about your deal? If you discard every bit of the you that everyone wished you to be, you'll face the same suffering again.
Whoa.
Enough! I revoke my deal with you. I'll make no more compromises. The Kanamine Kitchen girls, these shadows you speak of, and even you. I will save every last one of you from this place.
Whoa.
Isn't it us who will do the actual saving part?
Never mind that. Be quiet or she'll hear.
My disappointment. Do whatever you want there.
I got chills.
It went away again.
No, we won't let it escape this time. I've already made up my mind about that. For it to use Yuko's song for such vile ends. The more I think about it, the angrier I become.
Yuko's song? What is she talking about?
Wait. Are you saying you hadn't noticed? I'm appalled. And you call yourselves professionals. You couldn't even figure that out despite hearing it so often.
No one said we were pros.
Oh look, another door. A beam of light shines down in the center of the stage behind us, and the usual dressing room door appears. Sorry. But is this the usual door? No, something's out of place. I take a closer look at the door and realize there's something unusual about it.
Whoa, another door! Wow, these things can show up anywhere. Maybe I should start calling them Nope.
It's not like
I
the
wonder what
other
he was gonna
doors we've
say.
seen. This one leads to an edit bay.
An edit bay?
It's something like a booth used for recording and sound editing. This one looks like the door to the room at Takara Productions.
Hold on, let me check inside first. Okay, it seems safe. I'm not sensing any shadows in there.
Then let's take a look inside. Follow me, everyone.
My hands are cold. The Empress dethroned. Oh god, I can't read today. In any case, I'll leave it right here for part 1. I will start part 2 in just a short moment. So I will be right back.